All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome the writer, producer, and director of the new film called The Female Hustler, Mr. Dom Campbell. Dom, what's happening, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. First of all, congratulations, man, on the new release of the film, man. Job well done. I do want to talk to you about The Female Hustler. Obviously, that's what we're going to talk about, discuss, and promote. But before we get into The Female Hustler, tell me how you got started with making films.
Oh man, it's funny. I started back when I was 13 years old. I went to a summer program through I Know I Can to Wright State University, and we made a little quirky film down there. And I kind of never really looked back. I dove into acting at Fort Hayes Theater and went to Ohio University for theater. And once my life really started and reality kicked in with kids, that's when I knew I had to go behind the camera there and really taught myself the business and just kept staying consistent and persistent with the goal and just the dream and these stories.
So you've always had those aspirations of being behind the camera, not so much just in front of the camera, right?
Right, yeah, no, yeah, starting like when I was 13, I just knew I wanted to be a storyteller.
Mm. So how did the development with writing? Because from my understanding, writing a film is different. It's a different. You could just be a screenwriter alone
Yeah.
in this industry and make a career out of that. But to be able to do both, like, where did you cultivate that? Did you learn that in some of the schools that you mentioned, or was it
Yeah,
just an evolving thing?
yeah, man. When I went to Fort Hayes Theater, it was a career center program. Junior and senior year, we, went to Black Box Theater. And when I started diving into plays and having to like memorize lengthy scripts, that's when I knew like, oh wow, this is. Let me take a chance at this. Let me gander down this road and see if this is something I'll be interested in. And I created this like little mini TV show, 12th grade year, and it never got produced, but I thought it was something that was going to be big. I started recruiting like wardrobe designers and all of that. But yeah, man, high school, it started, and I don't know, man. I kept on trying to get better, and I kept on researching different programs, and just kept on trying to get better at writing.
Dom, you mentioned something. We have something in common because my career began in high school at that same school, Fort Hayes Career Center. And let me tell you, man, that was one of the best years of my education, experience throughout my entire life because I actually started to audition for the theater program. But then I found out about the radio and television program. And my junior and senior year is when I got started in radio, interning at different radio stations. Man, now look, 20 plus years later, look at me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I cannot, I cannot overstress how much I value Fort Hayes Career Center, man. And so to hear that you took that same path, but just in the theater realm and looking at you now, man, it shows it's a great testament to that program, man. It's a great testament to that It's a school of arts, a performance school of arts, man. And
we need more of them. We need more of them.
and listen, that's one of my ultimate goals, man. Is to I never shared this really publicly, but that's one of my ultimate goals is to open up a performing arts, a school of performing arts, man. That's going to happen. But
Yeah.
let's fast forward, man. Let's talk about some other projects that you have directed, and how can we watch them? Because The Female Hustler, even though it's out and on streaming services and has distribution, we're going to get into all of that. But you had some other projects that made some noise too. Talk about that.
Yeah, man. A couple of years ago, we made a little film called Bad Business, and we shot it in Hocking Hills, Ohio, where the lodges and cabins are, and the other half was shot here in our city in Columbus, and it was funny because it was really one of those things where I utilized social media. The people that kind of were, making a little noise on social media, and we told a good story and we promoted it and we sold out our screening premiere at the Gateway Film Center, and we were able to go on multiple radios. Actually, Magic 95.5 a couple of years ago, we were on talking about the film with Kahari, and we kind of did this nice little promo campaign, and man, it was a blessing. It was a blessing, and it kind of really told me that this is it. The response that we got from it, I was like, okay, time to take this serious. Let's level up the gears a little bit.
Got you, man. So where can people go and watch Bad Business? Is that available where people can go check it out?
So if you go to YouTube, Bad Business Ohio, or you can type in Bad Business Dom Campbell. It's on YouTube, available free. You can subscribe to our channel, Imperium TV, and you'll be able to see other little projects on there as well that I've been working on.
Now let's talk about the female hustler, man. What is the female hustler about?
Ah, man. So the female hustler is about a woman trying to save her brother and her best friend from the streets. And ironically, she finds herself in the streets, teaming up with a guy named Omar, a well-known scammer. And she's faced with betrayal. She finds herself running a multi-million-dollar empire and faced with the ultimate betrayal. So that's really what the female hustler is about.
And you play Omar. and I gotta say, man, you did a fantastic job, man. Your character and the acting skills and all of that, man, was A1, man. So did you plan on playing that character, or did it happen to evolve into that, or what?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. So again, the female hustler is about a rise of a woman, and that woman in my mind came from my mother. So my mother actually was the original female hustler, and my grandfather was this Omar character. And I knew that. I said, you know what? I don't know anyone that knows my grandfather like I know my grandfather. And at least if I could kind of like portray this role to a T, and I still don't think I honored it enough. But if I played it, well enough, then people will they'll kind of get it. It's funny, man. A lot of people don't like Omar, man. And it's fun, but I think once we continue to tell the story, they'll get it. They'll get it.
Yeah, I can tell that there's more left to the story. But look, the little nuances, things like, because I'm a student too, man. So like with the glasses always down and you looking down and talk,
That's Papa. That's
yeah.
my Papa.
So that comes from your grandfather.
The hat, the different hat. Yeah. The button down shirts, just not regular wear. That's Papa. He was Muslim, actually.
Really?
And he was a Muslim, but that was his religion. But in the streets, he was a well-known con man and pimp. So
wow, that's crazy. So
yeah.
So that kind of answered my next question, where the female hustler came from. Said your mother and then your grandfather as the other character, because really y'all two are the two main characters. What's the actress name? The lead actress. What's her name?
Courtney Godsey.
Courtney. Yeah. So it seemed like the film is basically centered around y'all two characters, more so Courtney's character, but you are an intricate part of the storyline. What are viewers going to expect when they watch, before they watch this film?
Yeah, man, I think the viewers are going to get a relatable story somehow, some way. I feel like, if you take away the nuance of the crime and the kind of what they actually do, there's a goal there for a woman that is tired of her 9-to-5 job and really want more in life. So I think people are going to relate to that, and being able to make any sacrifice to kind of like get to where they're trying to go. So yeah, man, I think they're going to see a relatable story, excitement, action, suspense, and a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions. We did that on purpose. On this one. So yeah, man, I think people are going to love it.
So talk about the locations. You shot some in Columbus, Ohio, I assume, yeah. And other scenes, other parts of the film you shot in LA?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Top of Topanga.
Top of
If
Topanga.
people are familiar with Topanga, there is a huge hill that you can go and look at the view of the valley in California. So we were, it's a funny story, man. The camera died every 5 minutes shooting at those scenes. With Callie and Princess, it was just a two-man crew. I had the sound, and it was just me on the camera. And because we were so high and the heat temperature in California was so like high that day, that didn't compare with that little electronic camera. So the battery, it kept on overheating on us. So yeah, people wouldn't believe it took us like almost 2 hours to shoot that. And it was really like scheduled for 30 minutes.
That's crazy. Some of the troubleshooting that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So what can people, where can they stream this? Now talk about the distribution deal that you made a big announcement on social media. Go ahead and share that information.
Yeah, man. So we luckily, I think it's luck in God, you know. I lean heavy on more of God's doing, man. A friend of mine said something about the movie to another friend that lives in Detroit. Then that friend wound up telling another friend who actually is a co-owner of a distribution company. So they pitched it to the distribution company, and the distribution company got back with me and was like, look, man, we like what you're doing. Let's push this out. We work with Tubi and among other different streaming services, but we think that this film would live really well on Tubi. And I couldn't agree with them more, man. So you can watch the film right now exclusively on Tubi TV. You can download that app either on a mobile device or either on your TV and on your laptop. You can go to tubitv.com. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see that we're #1 and most popular if you go there.
Yeah, I seen it, and when I went on it on my laptop, and it was right there on the front page. As soon as you logged on to tubitv.com, it has a list of top streaming movies, and The Female Hustler was right there, man.
That's beautiful.
It was, man. So congratulations. That soundtrack, man, the music, the score, talk about that. So it had some good music in there.
All local artists. We have maybe one person that live in Indiana who actually he has 3 different songs. So he opens up the movie called Hermersa. His artist name is Tricito. That's Tricito. But he lives in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And he opens up the song. He's in the middle of the song. He opens up the movie. He's in the middle of the movie, and he closes the movie. And then all the other artists are local here. BSE Count, who signed with DJ Highlight and Doobie. He has like over 8 songs in the movie. And there are some other, I think undervalued artists like Dre Singleton, who has one of the most favoriteest songs on there that a lot of people are DMing me about. That song is called No Company. So that Dre Singleton, Sydney Alterbridge, who made an appearance on American Idol years back, she has a song on there. So I really got an ear for music. I love music. Music is my soul. If I wasn't doing movies, I would be a music executive. I love music, so I got an ear for it, and I'm like, I want to handpick. So next time it's actually going to be a big announcement. Submit your music, right, so we can see what other artists are out here to hopefully give them a little bit of exposure.
Yeah, that was a good selection of music, man. I definitely enjoyed it, man. Listen, man, how can people stay connected for more, man? Wait a minute, before you answer that, what's next, man? Because the way that the movie ends, Dom, like it's definitely got a to be continued.
Yes. So let me first say shout out to Sean Anthony. He does make an appearance. He doesn't want to say that, but he makes an appearance in the movie.
Oh, I got a little part.
Everyone loves your cameo. They're like, oh, I've been taught by that guy. I love that guy. I hear that guy. They was like, who is that guy? So we're going to show more. You asked what's next. We're going to show more of the FBI agents, including yourself and your other supporting cast members.
Very cool. I gotta get a heads up on the shoot dates because they say the camera put 10 pounds on you, man. I look chunky on that mug, man. I'm gonna make
Man,
sure
you look
I'm gonna shave the beard down, man, and
I'm like, man, he was
I'm gonna do a little cardio, man, and make sure I
yeah.
look slim.
I said the same thing, you know, because I'm like, man, that end scene from the beginning, I'm like, Dom, what was you doing in between time? So I didn't realize it. So I'm gonna make sure that Omar comes back fit too. But you know, what's next, man, is more of the story. We dive deeper into our characters, you know, and I haven't said this to anyone, but in storytelling, you got three stories, right? You have your A story, your B story, and your C story. And your A story, you're telling about the main protagonist. In this case, is Princess and her operations. Our B story is Omar and the feds. So now we get to dive deeper into the feds and Omar, and our C story is Callie, the snake. Y'all think Omar is the snake, but Callie's the snake. So if you watch the movie, you'll really kind of get where I'm going with it. And we introduce some Detroit faces in the next one too. So I can't wait for everyone to kind of to get to see what we about to do next.
Well, Dom, again, congratulations. I want everybody to go out there and watch it on the streaming services. Tubi, the movie flows, it moves, it constantly moves forward. And that's one thing I really enjoyed, man, as I watched it. I look forward to being a part of the continuation of the story, man. I definitely appreciate the opportunity that you gave me to play a small part in such a big project, man, such as The Female Hustler. Dom Campbell, anything else before we wrap up you want to say?
Man, check us out at thefemalehustlerfilm.com. If you want to stay updated of casting calls, music submissions, crew calls, just any opportunity to kind of get the name out there and really build up this Columbus film community, stay updated at thefemalehustlerfilm.com. And on our social media, Instagram, where we post the most, is The Female Hustler Movie. So I don't really have nothing else to say. I love y'all. I appreciate Columbus. I appreciate the world. Number one, baby. We're going to keep it rocking.
Dom Campbell, thanks a lot, man. Talk to you soon, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Peace.